But I will say that the one time I did stream over there, the numbers were surprising.
Mhm.
And I don't know if it was just people in the chat or if it was somebody, I don't know, just found me on Rumble somehow. So I will say, yeah, more of an effort has to be made of more creators to transition over there. But yeah, man, if the deal ain't sweet enough, I don't know. Like Rumble is ugly compared to YouTube, but maybe I've just grown with YouTube and invested a lot of time in it. But yeah, Rumble just feels like kind of bare bones.
It is, because I honestly, Rumble now is where YouTube was in the 2000s, and it's one of those little things that again frustrates me about people is they all want everything to be perfect right now, and they don't want to wait for things to grow and to get better. And it's like, God damn it, shut the fuck up, sit down, and just be patient for, I don't know, give them 2 years and it'll be amazing.
Rumble's so far ahead, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, Rumble is so far ahead in a lot of other ways. And honestly, you're going to tell me that these features, these creature comforts on YouTube are worth more than your ability to listen to who you want and speak what you want. And to me, that is so monstrously frustrating because, oh, but the people aren't over there. Well, if you go over there, the people will be over there. Oh, but the creators aren't over there. Well, if you go over there, they'll be over there. But no, it doesn't look as good as YouTube. It doesn't run as good as YouTube. It doesn't, oh my God. But all of this stuff is worth so much more than your ability to say and listen to who you want. And then you're going to turn around and look at me and wonder why your freedoms disappear.
So it depends on what people want from their creators, if they even have creators. You know, we are creators, so we are invested in YouTube. The average person don't give a fuck about some person with a channel on YouTube and the things that they talk about necessarily. You know, people are starting to get like their podcast or stuff like that they're listening to, but people mostly look at content for, I guess, just information, not necessarily caring about the person.
Right.
And then again, it's like, what is the information? So it's like we can make that change and go over there or whatever, but the masses or whatever is going to make the platform really, I guess, beat YouTube, whatever the conversation is, that ain't really on us. That's up to them to make that shit better for the average person.
That is why I specifically said listen to who you want, because YouTube is still curating who you can listen to or not. If you are a viewer, a watcher, a patron, whatever you want to call yourself, whatever you consider yourself, then it is on you to put yourself in a situation where you get to hear the people you want to hear. There are so many creators that people have loved in the past that got kicked off for whatever reason, many of them spurious. And,
but the average person don't. But the average person don't care about what a particular creator wants to say.
No, I'm not saying about what the creator wants to say. I'm talking about what they want to hear.
And I think if people want to hear,
if you are someone who was a fan of, the guy needs someone who was kicked off.
The political Arab.
Well, not even just political. I'm talking about there are plenty of, well, yeah, if you were someone who was a fan of Leafy and he got kicked off, that is someone you wanted to hear. That was someone you were listening to. And now he's gone. And now the next person that you were probably interested in is going to be gone. And then the next person, until eventually they have curated it down to who you are going to listen to. You do not get to pick.
Yeah, one of the biggest issues with that too is like, so the powers that be dictate who is, like Alex Jones, for example. So they use an example like Alex Jones where they're like, well, he said all this stuff about Sandy Hook and he doesn't deserve a voice because it's just abhorrent, like, you know, whatever. And they convince people that, oh, it was necessary to take Alex. Oh, it's necessary to take Brand off because he said something, you know, blah, 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 or he did something. And that's the biggest problem is that people are duped into backing companies like YouTube, like for the censorship that they do because, oh, he said something bad and it may have hurt someone's fifis. Well, And I think, and that's why it's incumbent upon people in this space to talk about like why what he said, like why it should, regardless, like he should be able to say what he wants to say, because I don't want people dictating what I can say or cannot say. I don't necessarily disagree with you, AJ, that like normies aren't too involved with like people's personal politics or the minutia in of these platforms, you know, and why they do or do not want someone on here.
So with that, I would say, and what was it? I almost lost. Well, as far as the consumer and then them like being invested or whatnot, I think that's again, the masses is what is going to make Rumble a better platform. But I don't think the response to follow them over to Rumble is, I'm not saying it's not the way to go. It's one tactic in battle, like in a war. So I'm like, yeah, that works, but some other things need to happen as well, because if people go over there and then if creators go over there and people say, yeah, we want to see them over here, but at the same time, they're still watching them on YouTube, or you're still sending money to YouTube. Well, YouTube essentially just said, we don't like this, we're going to kick them off, but you still support that person. So you still give them money or fund them the ability to do it to the next person and the next person. So I don't think that tactic is going to necessarily do anything. Yeah, it'll send us, just like the independent comic movement. It's like, yeah, there's a handful of us that care about that and are paying attention, but for it to mean anything to the quote unquote powers that be, or for a legacy of characters and comics to come, you have to gain the attention of the masses. And that's not necessarily my job as a creator. So what are they going to do as a platform, as the people who are presenting the product, going to do to make people want to check it out?
And honestly, that's what I was saying earlier about YouTube showing, I'm sorry, YouTube, Rumble, once they get their shit together and they start appearing in like search results for, you know, VOD content, that's when you're going to start seeing people pay attention to what Rumble is. Like, I think there's plenty of people out there who don't know what Rumble is right now. And they're like, what do you, and they lean heavily into politics. Like, you go on the front page, it's all political, right-wing, you know, personalities. There's not a mixture of people on this platform. But you know,
they need a marketing. That's what I said. They need that marketing thing, so they can say, "You want to know how to fix a door? Rumble." You know, they need to have something like a phrase or something that constantly repeat, whether it's Rumble or get Rumble. You get ready to Rumble. I mean, obviously that's trademarked, but you know, something like that too.
Well, I mean, they have another problem in that they have to figure out how they're going to handle discoverability in the background. That's something that on a creator side, that is a bigger problem than people realize from the viewer side. It's that there isn't at this point a lot of really ways for people to find new content through Rumble at this stage. Even their search function's kind of borked, but it's something that I know that they're working on in the background. And again, it takes time. YouTube was not like this. YouTube wasn't the search engine that you could type in how to fix my door and find a video about how to fix your door. You were lucky if you got a door at all. Most of the time you got kittens.
Or you got a song by the Doors.
Or you got a song by the Doors. You got absolutely nothing about fixing doors. It's such a huge, it took so much time for YouTube to become what it's become. And my point isn't that just creators have to move. It's that every individual person, every single one here who feels that the value of their speech, the value of what they say and who they get to listen to, who they talk to matters more than their convenience, should look at trying to support it, not just Rumble, but any other platform that you prefer. Gab wasn't a bad platform back when it initially came out, despite I've seen this process before. I have. Gab was actually really good when it initially came out, but because of the powers that be on the left and people not looking at it as, well, I have to learn this. Instead of looking at, oh no, I have to learn this new program, I'm too lazy to do that, so I'm just going to stay where I am, and then wonder what's been going, what happened when more and more they're less and less able to speak, and more people that they wanted to hear are gone, like it has been on Twitter for so long before Elon. But even he's not really doing the greatest job. Sure, he's standing up for brand, but look at the people he's banned off. Camelot got banned off for a joke that other people made, even though, you know, other people made the same damn joke. So, but unless the people, not just the creators, not just the viewers, everybody realizes at some point, I'm sorry, but to keep your freedoms, you're going to have to be a little bit uncomfortable. It sucks, but if you want to do it, you got to do it. And if you lose it, then it's your own damn fault.
Yeah. It's Cecil got banned too?
Yeah,
Wow.
he got banned today. I don't know that we know why yet, though.
Yeah,
Shirtless streams.
what?
What?
They do shirtless streams.
Oh. Free the nipple. Free the nipple.
Very the
I mean, the biggest problem that we have is we've got examples when a product doesn't work, it gets shifted. Like Hotmail was the biggest thing. It was the first email thing to get to 1 billion people, and then Gmail come along, and Hotmail started blocking people from certain countries and doing things, and people just naturally migrated across. I don't think we're going to get the same thing with that. Like, and it's not a partisan thing either. Like with Rumble being considered a right-wing version of YouTube, which it isn't. But like even Threads had a bunch of people on there, and they've got like no traffic now.
Yep.
And that's considered a left-wing, but like they're all going back to Twitter. So like,
well, they tried to migrate to Mastodon. That has not kicked off as well as they thought.
Well, no, because Mastodon was filled with a bunch of the worst kind of people on the internet because they allowed that shit over there.
And don't name your product after something that's extinct. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
It'll go. All right, that one's too easy. Never mind.
Come on.
Nah, there's Nashville has a hockey team. What are they called? Predators. There's some Sabertooth.
The clip you just watched is from the Midweek Hump. We go live every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Mountain Time, where we talk about political, social, and nerd culture, and all things in between. If you like what you saw, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel so you're aware of every time that we go live or I drop a new video here on this channel. Thanks so much.